The shipping tab in setup allows you to specify that on creating a record what to call the field name for custom 1, 2 and 3 fields. Also to specify the default entry type to either line entry or text entry. Now what that means is that if we go into the shipping module and on creating a record that it defaults to either line entry or text entry. And the difference is that line entry is more about putting in codes and product names or services as well. And also the text entry is more about putting in paragraphs of text. Okay, so we go back into setup and into shipping. So the next option is to auto set the shipping status to in progress, complete or ask user when creating a shipping record from another module where line items are entered. So for example, on a sales order, if you were creating a shipping record or creating a part shipping record from a sales order, where it's going to automatically use the line items from the sales order that you've specified, it can default the shipping record to leave it as in progress, set it to complete, or ask the user what they'd like to do. So this is useful if, for example, you usually set the shipping status to complete. The next option is comments on the printed document. So here you can specify the comments for every new shipping record that's created, but you can also edit those comments at the shipping record level as well. So the next option is whether you want to include on printing or emailing a shipping record to include your color logo, black and white logo, or don't include either. You can also include the company name and the subheading. This information comes from my company in the identity section. Now, a shipping record in this system can either be an incoming shipping record, an outgoing shipping record, or a drop ship. So there's various options for what you want to call the title of a document based on its type. Now, an incoming shipping record would usually be something that's relating to a purchase order. So you've created a purchase order and you want to track the shipping in for that goods. Maybe there are goods that are coming on a boat and it's going to take 2 weeks, for example. So you'd create the shipping record in advance and track that. And that's the use of shipping in. Shipping out would be normally what people would use for selling goods, and the shipping out will reduce stock. But also, if you were tracking shipping on a purchase order where the purchase order is a drop ship direct to your customer, then you can create a shipping record for that for the purpose of tracking the shipping. And the shipping record itself is going to be a drop shipping record. So it's actually not going to increase your stock, but it will still allow you to track the shipping of that products to your customer. And if relevant, when the customer receives those goods, if there are any goods that are tracked by serial number, it gives you the option on receiving those goods to introduce those serial numbers into the system linked to the customer. So the settings down here relate to the different types of documents. Title on an outgoing document, you can edit this here and call it, for example, a shipping note. Title on an outgoing document where it's a return, you can set it to whatever you like. We've defaulted it to shipping or supplier return. So that would usually mean that it's a return related to a purchase order that's going back out to your supplier. Title on an incoming document, where it could be, for example, a goods received on a purchase order. And then you can also specify the title on an incoming document that is a return, which usually that would mean a customer return. Again, you can specify what you like for the title on that printed document. Then the title on a drop ship document, where you're shipping direct from your supplier to your customer, and you can specify what you want to call the header on the printed or email document. So there's also an option to include the product description on the shipping record. So in the products module, you can specify not only a product code and a product name, but you can also specify now a larger product description. And here's where you can have the ability to include that product description on the printed document instead of just a product name. You also have the ability to include product serial numbers on a printed or emailed shipping document. So if you've got items on a shipping record that are tracked by serial numbers, and you've specified what serial numbers are relevant to that shipping record, will you have the ability to include those serial numbers on the document as well?